Welcome back, everyone. We're here to kick off another edition of our Prep Football Summer Series with Somerton head coach Cyril Atherton, Jalen Fong, alongside our sports anchor Chaz Messman. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having us here.
Coach, your inaugural season, the first varsity year at Somerton. How does that feel that we're almost just a little over a month away from kickoff?
You know, it's exciting, but the last 2 years is what we built this up to lead towards this first varsity season. So we're excited. We're excited.
Coach, first couple of years, only freshman and sophomore, you guys are just building up the small school and building a tremendous program. But you know what's not waiting around? The tremendous community support. I was at a game last year and just saw everybody hustling, all your boosters getting involved, all the teachers were out there doing tremendous work. And you know what? It's amazing just in the past couple of years what you guys have grown to. How do you plan on expanding on that for this upcoming season for varsity?
Well, we're hoping that we can continue that relationship with the community and bring those that are coming out to Somerton to watch football for Friday night. It takes a whole community, which it has, to start this brand new school football program, all of our sports at Somerton High School, but specifically for football. It's a sport in which our players are learning the game as they're playing it, which is a challenge on both sides from the coach's standpoint and from the player standpoint.
You mentioned you've gotten to see these players grow. You started with these guys as a freshman. Now they're juniors. What's that growth been like from 2 years ago to where we are right now?
It's a tremendous growth. It's part of why we coach as coaches, is to see that growth in an individual player, much less as a team, to see them understand the game. And now they're actually smarter when it comes to playing instead of just following instructions. They're actually using their common sense, using their football sense.
Obviously, with this being your first varsity season, you're not going to have any seniors on this team. It's all juniors, sophomores, and freshmen.
Yeah.
How do you try and prepare for the inevitability that you guys are going to play some bigger, faster, stronger, and more experienced teams? And how do you get them ready to be able to meet that challenge head on?
That's a good question. And that's been our focus this whole summer, was getting stronger, getting faster, doing the off-season things that you need to do individually and as a team to get better, to meet the competition level at a varsity level. We've been working really hard. The kids have been working really hard. So we continue to do that. We always look at the mindset of they put their best 11, we put our best 11. So,
Coach, taking that next step up into the varsity level, but what's not going to change is the familiarity with some of the opponents, as this is going to be the first year that we're going to have, you're playing a lot of the Yuma County schools. Obviously, last year being in the freshman and sophomore teams, you guys went undefeated against the schools right here in Yuma. What's going to take to always, continue that momentum as you move over to the varsity level?
Yeah, we need to continue that momentum. Now, is it going to be easy? No, because when you're playing at the varsity level, that's a whole different level. So, our challenge is to be competitive. As long as you're competitive, both sides of the football, anything can happen.
As a Yuma graduate from Yuma High School,
yes, sir.
This is the first year that the YUHSD is going to have their own region, and you guys are going to get to play each other. What does that mean, and what's that competition going to be like to try and have that local pride and say, hey, you know what? We're the kings of the Yuma Union High School District.
Yeah, we had that years and years ago, and it phased out when they did the rezoning of the different district levels. But we're excited about it because for the Yuma community, it gives something again to support. Who's going to be the city champs? If they're going to bring that back, and then from there, who goes to playoffs or who has a chance to? So I think it's going to be exciting for the Yuma community, and we're excited to be part of it, especially in our first varsity season.
And then what would you describe the way that you guys are going to approach the game, maybe the philosophy and the type of football that fans are going to see this season out of the Toros?
I think you're going to see from us is not a balance. It's basically based off of our talent, level. We're solid in our run. Our passing offense is improving every year. So we continue to add that into our repertoire as far as offense is concerned. Defensively, I think we have a pretty solid defensive team that can compete well with anybody.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us in studio, and we wish you the best of luck as your first full season coming up on the varsity level.
And we appreciate you guys, always.
And we want to remind all our viewers that our Prep Football Summer Series is going to roll on all summer long, leading up to August 22nd, kickoff day right here all across the Desert Southwest.